to the Divine Intervention Podcast. This is going to be, I think it's episode number 6. Yeah, I think it's 6 of the financial management thing I'm doing. Yeah, I got to get this one out quick because I got to go help my neighbor. We're going to talk about credit card management real quick. And with the interest rates going up today is, I'm recording this on, July 26th. And the interest rates done went up again. And this is the perfect time to hit up credit card management. All right. Credit cards are not something you want to play with per se. You do want to use them wisely. It's actually a good tool to have because honestly, it takes the risk off of you as far as like you spending money and having some risk. The risk is taken off of you. And especially with debit cards, I barely use my debit card anymore because hey, I can get another credit card in a few days. And if a transaction is funny, you can just get the transaction taken off and your whole card is not shut down for weeks at a time. So, well, sometimes even months. So basically with how I manage credit cards is there's 2 ways. Pay it off every month, or you use the credit card to get something big and pay it with 0 interest. So the introductory rate is 0% APR for a certain amount of months. What you do is just use that credit card and just manage it and make sure you pay it off before the period ends and hey, you get money with no interest. I don't encourage you to just use your credit card nilly-willy for stuff like that, but if you have to, hey, use it for that. And then I also have a credit card that I use for like daily purchases that's set on auto pay. And I also have one for bills that are set on auto pay. And that kind of helps, especially like building that rapport of, hey, you have a steady payment history, you're doing well. Yeah, those credit cards and putting them small bills on it, such as Netflix or whatever. It doesn't matter if that credit card has interest just because you're never paying interest because you're paying off the principal every month. So that's kind of how you do that. All right. The number one thing that people do if they have a credit card balance is and if it's high and the interest is just too much. Most people don't recommend getting a balance transfer, but I do. I say getting a credit card with a balance transfer and transferring the balance if it's a doable balance. Now, if it's like a ridiculously high balance, then yeah, it might not be worth it. But if it's something like, I don't know, something like maybe like 6,000 or 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, something like that, to where you can put like $200 or $300 or something dollars a week or something on it, or 2 weeks or what, every 2 weeks, like $200 or $300 every 2 weeks on it, then that'll kind of actually that would actually help because most of the time you'll actually pay it off and it'll be no problem. You set it to auto pay and you forget it and it'll be paid off. So that's how you pay it. The only downside to it is most of the time to do a balance transfer is like 5%. Yeah, it's either 3 or 5%. Some are 3%, some are 5%. But either way or the other, it does cost a little bit. So you think about how much of a balance you have, and then add the 3 and 5% to it. Then there you go. But the best way if you don't do a balance transfer to pay a high balance is just like pay more than the amounts are supposed to be. Like don't pay the minimum. Like pay beyond the minimum. There are apps out there to help you pay down your credit cards. The most infamous method is the snowball method. Dave Ramsey, he's credited for that, and it is a good method. I mean, it helps you. It helps your credit score or whatever to get that utilization down. But I do say the best way to do it, if you can, is get the credit card that's costing you the most money and pay that off. Meaning the one with the highest interest, pay that off first if you can. But if you're not in that position, the snowball method is definitely the best method if you're not in that position financially. So, and with the other credit cards, you have multiple credit cards. The snowball method, basically pay a little bit above the minimum on all the cards. So if it says you owe $45, try to pay $60 just to beat that minimum threshold, because you're taking off a little bit, even though it doesn't seem as much. You're taking off a little bit at a time. So hopefully hopefully it's understood or understood what I'm trying to say anyways. But yeah, it's important to manage your credit cards. Don't get overburdened and don't get trapped into using it so much. Honestly, you only need to carry maybe one credit card in your wallet, 2 at the most. I wouldn't carry no more than 2. I just carry 1 at a time. And it's an American Express. I mean, not all places take American Express, which is kind of good. That way you you're not tempted to like just swipe it everywhere. But American Express got some good benefits, especially when it comes to like traveling. You can rent cars, and that crappy insurance they try to sell you for $8, or is it? I think it was $8 last time a day. You don't have to pay that when you rent a car, because when you pay with the American Express, they got your insurance for you. So just a little tidbit. There's some benefits. It's a benefits to it. You can look it up for your own credit cards. Yeah, I also have credit cards that are not American Express, and it's just those I use sometimes, but I try not to use too much outside the American Express. I do have a Capital One I use too when I don't feel like using the American Express, but it's always 1 at a time. So, and my thing is also I like cards that give you points, where you can transfer the points to cash, or it's just cash back, where you can just use the cash to apply towards your balance. That way you can get nice little returns on things, like a few cents here and a few cents there. Actually helps. You paying less for the product. So it is what it is. So yeah, honestly, just like I said, just manage your credit cards. Just always pay more than the minimum. Like budget, and also like you don't have a credit card and you pay cash for everything. Yes, only use that credit card and pay the balance off every month. That you just using it to like build credit. Hey, don't go put stuff on that credit card just because, hey, I got a credit card and I don't see a bill or whatever, or I don't see no money coming out of my bank account, because that's the trap. Nah, you set that thing on auto pay the balance, and then the balance come out your bank account, and that's it. So I think that's the basics of credit cards. Credit cards ain't too bad. As far as getting a credit card, I mean, there's different types. I mean, there's some that give you travel points, some that give you cash back, some with of course there's some with balance transfers you might want to look at, and then some with low interest. Like, honestly, I say look for the one that benefits you the most. And for everybody, it's probably going to be low interest, because these interest rates are ridiculous. Cashback is the best. Cashback and traveling. If traveling is your thing, then yeah, basically definitely traveling. If you don't travel as much, yeah, the cashback one is the best. Just don't try to run up a high bill on it. That's just my advice. But I don't think there's anything else to talk about here. That's about it. All right. Oh yeah, one more thing. All right, these debt consolidation loans people talk about. They are a hit or miss. Honestly, I say if your interest rate is below the credit card and it's a steady rate, then I say okay. I mean, you can do it. But at the same time, if you go through that process, you need to put your credit cards down. Yeah, don't use your credit cards. Like, that's the honest to God truth. Because if you have to go that far to get a loan to consolidate your credit card bills because they became too much, something has happened to where it's not feasible for you to pay your bills, whether it be something medical or something like that. You just have to tighten your budget up and leave them credit cards alone until you get that debt paid off or paid down some. So, because when you have something like that, you want to pay it down and pay it off. Like, some places they do let you just put on auto pay, and if you do that's cool. But you want to pay that down, sooner than later. So. But this is my take. But I don't like to have much debt on the books, so that's just me. But some people take it differently. Like, hey, you put this debt over, so I'm free to use my credit cards again. Which you can. I mean, you can use it to to just like pay on things monthly and pay it off. I mean, that's a way to help build their credit, because once you get a loan, your credit score is going to go down. So that will help. But me, I would chill off of it for a little bit and just adjust to the lifestyle you're going to have of paying a constant bill every month until that debt consolidation, credit card debt consolidation loan is paid off. So, yeah. Well, I think that's it. All I said, that's the last resort you want to do to pay off your credit card debt, because most of the time, few people qualify for good interest rates for those loans. You got to have A1 credit for that, and because that's an uninsured loan, so most people with like meh credit, yeah, and they don't really get good interest rates with that. That's for people with like the 750, I'm gonna say like 725 to and above. Like those people qualify for those things and get low interest rates. So yeah. But anyways, I will close this out now. I think I went over my time, and I think I will might have a part 7 to this, might not. I don't know, but we'll see. All right, y'all have a nice day. Enjoy.